Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Let's get you caught up on tonight's biggest stories. This is the evening news on ABC 13. We start with some breaking news here. The Democratic presidential campaign. Former Texas Congressman here, Beto O'Rourke, is dropping out of the 2020 race. He made the announcement on Twitter around 4:30 this afternoon. He said, quote, "Our campaign has always been about seeing clearly, speaking honestly, and acting decisively." And a secret operation by Houston police to catch armored car robbers ends in a shootout that injured a suspect. ABC 13's Bree Berry has the latest from Southwest Houston.
That crazy scene that unfolded today, HPD says that all started as an attempted robbery of an armored truck. But what the suspects didn't realize, a SWAT team was waiting for them inside that truck. HPD says the SWAT team strategically placed as they get more aggressive in protecting armored truck drivers here in Houston. A SWAT officer shot a suspect with a ski mask and an AR-15. He's now in critical condition. HPD says the crazy scene that unfolded today is a direct result of a rise in crime against armored truck drivers.
We've been working our investigation for quite some time to monitor multiple trucks, to have officers in the area on surveillance when they're going through their routes to see if we see something like this about to happen.
Watch this surveillance video. It shows a stolen white pickup truck leading a patrol car on a chase. It's the final moment before the shootout. Two suspects bailed on foot, but were quickly arrested.
Shots were exchanged with our SWAT team. That suspect was struck. No officers were struck. That suspect was ultimately life-flighted from this location.
The chase started nearby where an armored truck had stopped in a Walgreens parking lot. A SWAT team already in place inside the truck, ready to arrest the suspects who could be seen masking up.
But I'll tell you this, the Houston Police Department is going to do everything possible to stop this, and we did stop a robbery today.
Now, we did learn today that those three suspects were not involved in an earlier armored truck ambush and murder of an armored truck driver that happened last week at a Popeyes. HPD saying, though, to criminals, we're going to get aggressive and surprise you when you least expect it. Off South Post Oak, Bree Berry, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
And developing now in Northwest Harris County, police say a 3-year-old has died after shooting himself in the head. Apparently, 2 adults and several siblings were at a home when it happened. The child was taken to the hospital by life flight, where unfortunately he passed away, and no word on how the child got a hold of that gun. And now to an arson investigation in the Heights, where a group of people say they held down a man who ran into a taxidermy business on 15th and Yale and poured gasoline on the floor and then lit a fire. ABC 13's Deborah Wrigley has the latest.
All of this started at 2 this afternoon when a man walked in the store and seconds later fire followed. What you see across the street is what is left of the wild collection. It was largely a taxidermy store. The employees outside now, none of them want to speak, still too traumatized about what happened. This was the view from across the street, flames shooting out of a Heights business, the video taken by a neighbor.
There were a lot of flames, and my main concern is like the merchandise and the animals that were in there.
Inside, employees escaped with most of the pets that were inside except for a cat that died in the fire. And it was no accident, not electrical, but arson.
Someone had come in the front door of the business, it's a taxidermy business, and dumped 2 cans of gasoline around on the floor and lit the fire.
A friend of the owner was told the man said God had told him to do it. The suspect walked away, but was detained by witnesses and later taken into police custody. Damage to the shop extensive, and that includes its collection of animal taxidermy. In the Heights, Deborah Wrigley, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Election day is Tuesday, and the 5 people running for mayor of Houston are running out of time on the campaign trail. ABC 13's Erica Simon is at City Hall with more on what they're doing before Election Day.
The mayoral candidates were super busy today. In fact, I'm tired just from driving everywhere trying to keep up with them. They shook hands, they spoke to voters, they did everything they could to try and make sure that they become the next leader of the 4th largest city in the country.
Our morning started with Tony Busby in 2nd Ward. He was there passing out tacos, greeting supporters, and even went to the ballot box.
I'm going to go in there and vote for people that are working hard and following the rules. And we are going to take this city back from these career politicians.
We caught up with Dwight Boykins at Young Library in the OST area. He felt right at home as he hugged folks, listened to concerns, and made his final campaign pitch.
They want someone that's a public servant. They care about the community and bringing police back to the neighborhoods, patrolling neighborhoods, and being able to pay these firefighters what the voters approve. I'm your guy. If you want a politician, I'm not your man.
We found Bill King hard at work at his campaign office. It's been a busy week in Houston with Halloween in the World Series, and according to him, was reflected in early voting.
We're calling people to get them to go vote. You know, the turnout is very, very low this election. We may be heading to an all-time record as low in terms of percentages at the city. Currently, we've got only about 82,000 people that have voted out of 1.1 million.
Candidate Sue Lovell also noticed the low numbers, but isn't getting discouraged.
I think part of the national scene, people are just kind of turned off by everything, and they're kind of hearing that here. And so I'm hoping that they'll listen to a positive message that says, hey, if you want a change in leadership and somebody that can lead this city and someone that's experienced, then, you know, I'm the person you should vote for.
Incumbent Sylvester Turner made a number of stops to campaign today, including Texas Southern University. He encourages all Houstonians to take this race seriously.
Hopefully, you know, people will exercise their right to vote. That's my hope. You know, I hope they will cast a positive vote for me and for Metro, you know. But, you know, regardless, it's important for people to exercise their right to vote in the great city of Houston.
There's good news for Houstonians. Now on Tuesday, you don't necessarily have to go to your home precinct to vote. You can do so at any of the 700+ locations in Harris County. That is new. They've made it super easy for you so that there is no excuse not to do your part. Reporting on Allen Parkway, Erica Simon, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Okay, we are in for another chilly night, so let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Travis Herzog for a look at your Friday forecast.
All right, temperatures are already starting to fall pretty quickly, Eric. We're at 52 degrees on our way to temperatures tonight down into the mid-40s. It is going to be a lot colder, or rather not as cold as it was this morning, but certainly a lot colder than normal for the time of year. Let's talk about the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday morning, starting off in the 40s with sunshine. There will be more of those pretty cirrus clouds passing through the sky. Also, don't forget on Sunday, the clocks fall back 1 hour, which means the sun will rise an hour earlier, but it also sets an hour earlier. So the sun will be setting around 5:30 when you come home from work and school on Monday. The afternoon highs will be making their way into the 60s, a little warmer than it was out there today. We'll look at temperatures in the upper 30s north of Houston in places like Tomball, Spring, the Woodlands, Conroe, Willis, New Waverly, Huntsville, Livingston, out to the west, right around that 40-degree mark, all the way from Katy to Columbus, mid-40s in town, and low 50s along the upper Texas coastline. Then all of us climb above 60 degrees tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day in paradise, as I like to say. Our temperatures on Saturday will actually be a little bit cooler than other parts of the state. 70s in South Texas. High pressure tracking near the Red River will keep us with a northerly breeze, and that'll keep the nice weather going through the weekend. Now on Sunday, we'll actually have some of the cooler temperatures in the state because we'll be on the back edge of the cool air that's departing. Look at West Texas with the southwest wind descending down the higher elevations. They warm up into the 70s, and we get back into the 70s by Monday. So a nice sunny rain-free weekend with pleasantly cool temperatures in the afternoons and a little chilly at night. We're looking for warmer temperatures next week with highs in the 70s starting Monday, 20% chance of rain. Low clouds return with a warm front, and then by Thursday, that's when our next cold front arrives. That front looks to tug down on some colder Canadian air, perhaps not as cold as what we just have been through, but certainly back to the chilly side with lows in the 40s, highs in the 60s, and that front also brings a 40% chance of showers and storms. I hope everyone manages to take advantage of the nice weather this weekend.
You'll encounter widespread interstate closures this weekend. We begin in the Galleria area at the West Loop. The ramps are closed to US 59 northbound in both directions throughout the weekend. And then we take you downtown for two major closures of interstate ramps along the I-10-59 interchange, eastbound to 59 southbound, and US 59 as you headed northbound to I-10 westbound. These closures will begin this weekend and last through the month of February next year. Your detour is I-45.
And thanks for getting caught up with us on the evening news. Be sure to join us tonight at 10 on ABC 13. Good night.